It seems like to me we're just chasing a never-ending battle. Sometimes we can see the end in sight. Sometimes we can see what it will take to get it done. But the thing is, it's always something resetting it. Some goals are reset. The end game is reset. Is equality what we're truly looking for, or this acknowledgement of our struggles? We're looking through the history of this country. Black history is always forgotten. But this past Memorial Day, people know who started Memorial Day. Was the slaves, or ex-slaves. They dug up the mass graves of the Union soldiers and gave them proper burials. Do we know who started the parades for 4th of July? Yes, they were probably bragging about it, but it was the freed slaves. We know who started the barbecue culture in the country, who has the first documented barbecue sauce on paper in the country. And so many things in Black history is always forgotten or shoved aside. We know the last place that Medgar Evers played college football. If you ask the right people, you may find out. But that brings me back to HBCUs. Right now, it appears that there's a nationwide campaign against them. The whole DEI thing was something I brought up a long time ago, but no one really saw it, so it never happened, right? What I'm looking at, point blank, period, is the fact that HBCUs will never be equal. And it's meant to be that way. HBCUs are supposed to give educational opportunities to people who could not otherwise afford and or get those opportunities. But yet when you don't fund the facilities, or you fund them just enough to keep them open, just enough to pay the light bill, but not enough to pay the rent, that's what you do. And HBCUs have been struggling since day one. And then when the word gets out about HBCUs money, like what's going on in Tennessee State and what's going on in Alcorn and all across the country, all of a sudden the state says we got to take over these schools because of mismanagement of funds that we didn't give you. So what would it take for HBCUs to get quote unquote equal? Other than having a benefactor or somebody who's giving $1 or $2 billion to the school and taking the school private so that the government cannot take money from the school. Other than that happening, I don't see it happening. I mean, I'm in Austin, Texas, and I look at Houston-Tillotson University. What they're doing to the community by helping to fix homes and keep people in houses that will otherwise be gentrified around East Austin. When I see schools giving back across the country, when I see Paul Quinn doing farming on their former football field to bring fresh produce to the community, but that's a small token. I also see schools like Abilene Christian making $1 billion on the FCS level. I see schools like Mary Hardin, Baylor Simmons, the community of Belton, Texas, coming together to build a stadium. And yet, HBCUs can't find a penny to fix a light bulb. This is more of an ingrained rant than anything else, man. This is basically what I'm seeing. I've seen all off season. Because usually when football's gone, everybody's channel becomes political, or they put up somebody signed an X4 star with 5 bad knees and all kind of stuff. But I've always looked a different route, which is why my views go down, and I'm cool with that. But honestly, let's be honest and frank about it. Are HBCUs getting the raw deal? Yes. Are they getting shafted? Yes. No Vaseline, no dinner, no date, they are getting raw dogged. But then, is that what we want? It appears to me that we always want to complain about something, but when it comes to actually making a movement, we don't do it. Every Black civil rights movement has started from an HBCU. Let that ring to you. Black Panthers were from Grambling. Civil rights movements was from Morehouse and Tuskegee and Montgomery. These places started the movements. But now it appears we don't have anybody else moving us. There's nobody going to move you, no matter who you say, Roland Martins, the Al Sharptons, whatever. There's nobody galvanizing the culture. Galvanizing the culture to go ahead and move as one. Not to a party, not to a person, but to a rightful stance and rightful place. Until we find that one person to galvanize us, we're going to be left behind, and we'll never truly be equal. I ain't worried. Nobody will watch this video.